Hello, middle-aged gamer, and welcome back for a new session with us, Guy. And welcome back, Krian, who has been off for 2 weeks and is back with us. So if you like Krian talking to us, please share, subscribe, and subscribe to our YouTube account, and like share this podcast and all. You know the drill. All right. So today, what we're gonna talk about is actually one of Korean hobby, I would say. We are going to talk about Kickstarters. But of course, this is, as usual, will be the main topic of the second part of the show. So if you want to skip there, we're going to talk about video games for the first 20, 30 minutes, first part of the show. And after that, we'll go on to Kickstarter, which will actually be a French book. Strange for an English video game channel, right? And so stay with us and we'll talk about La Corne des Sables d'Ivoire. But first off, so welcome back, Korean. Have you had time to play a bit in these past 2 weeks?
Oh, I always have time to play. Maybe not as much time as I'd like some days, but yeah, no, I always have time to play. The sad news for some listeners is that I have yet to finish another game. I deleted Dragon Quest Builders 2 yesterday after 48 hours of play because it was just like I was still enjoying it, but I got to this stage yesterday where it was okay. Now you need to get this final thing because like the game is done by islands, and I think I told you before, like the first 20 hours or so was this main like tutorial island, and then I got to these all other islands, and then this final quest was like, okay, you need to take here, and then in the game. One of the coolest things about this game, you have this guy, and he's an AI player, and he does all the main fighting for you. He does crazy amounts of damage, and so like you can actually just literally run around while the computer follows you, and this other AI guy kills people for you. So you don't need to do fighting, which I thought was awesome. Like I don't want to waste time doing this stuff because you do, comparatively speaking, weeks amounts of damage. Cool. Then you get to the point in the game where people are like, okay, your friend who follows you around and bashes monsters over the head is a bad guy. We're gonna lock him up in jail. Now you need to fight by yourself. And I just did one battle, and I'm like, oh god, this is so hard. And I tried it once, and then the second time, okay, let's think about this. And I'm just walking down the corridor, and I'm like, okay, let's give this a second time. And then the monsters are still like 90% health. I'm like, no, this is just gonna waste time. Not to mention, there is a Steam summer sale going on right now. There's also a Nintendo Switch summer sale going on right now. There are games for like freaking hell. I sorted my Steam list. My Steam wish list is 74 games. I sorted by lowest price. I could buy a good, Jesus Christ, I could buy a good 10 games for like $50 US. That would be enough. Even on the Nintendo side, I could have bought 4 or 5 games on my wish list. So I would just uninstalled it, and I tried out Peaky Blinders Mastermind. It's that show. Antoine
Peaky
probably knows.
Blinders, yeah, the Netflix show.
Yeah, my wife's
Yeah.
super into it.
It's really
Okay.
cool.
So I gave that a try for 5 minutes, and I'm like, no. It was interesting. I just you guys know I just was like, okay, I'm not in the mood for this. It was sort of interesting, but the first part was like, okay, go to this place and get some beer, and then I don't like leave to go to the door. Oh, you need to find your keys. I need to find my keys. Why? And then I go around, walking around, look for your keys, and all this stupid talking. Oh, here's your keys, but blah 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 blah. Okay, delete. And then basically what ended up happening, what I'm going to be playing is a game called Cozy Grove, which is very much similar to Dragon Quest Builders 2 without the fighting, which would be fantastic. And I'm going to be playing, what else am I going to be playing? Torchlight 3, which I had installed at one point, and I just reinstalled it because it was like, that looks cool. I also tried Children of Morta, which was very dark and depressing, so no for that. And the other thing I told Adam, I think I told Adam about this on our Saturday streaming. I'm playing It Takes Two finally, and it is freaking fantastic. It is
It's great,
like,
isn't it?
it is that is a game, the story where I actually care. It is actually so well done. It is a game because like my Taiwanese friend here that I played with, he doesn't care about story either. but it's the game where neither of us are pressing the skip story button, and we're just both listening to the story, and it's just fantastic. It runs fantastic. Oh my god, at 4K with HDR and all that stuff, it's amazing. One hell of a game. Definitely recommend it. My friend tried it with his significant other. She did. She liked the visuals, but the gaming elements I saw, I think, are too difficult for non-gaming partners, whoever they may be. If you can get it to work with your significant other, please let us know. You can tweet at us, twitter.com/gamingage, GMINGAGEUD. We'd love to hear from you. I'm tagging Adam all the time. Adam is prolific on Twitter these days, so please keep an eye
I'm
out for him.
trying my best.
So that is me. I've had a crazy week of trying out different games, but I think I'm probably going to be going forward with Cozy Grove. Antoine, what about you? What you been playing?
Oh well, I'm still playing Tales of Arise, and I've spoke about it in the past 3 weeks, nearly a month now. So nothing to add. I'm just trying to platinum the game at my own rhythm, which is gonna take another couple of weeks. And I'm still well set on my 17 point half or 18 out of 20 mark. It's really a good game. And it's a
Okay.
very, just for the replayability as well compared to the rest of the Tales of series. Thumbs up.
All right, you, Adam.
I've been taking a break on .hackgu to clean up and finish up the Final Fantasy 14 story because patch number 2 is coming out soon. So just been getting ready for that and catching up on everything and getting my dungeons in and whatnot. So
When
Did you
is the
receive
Final
feedback?
Fantasy 14 patch come?
not yet. I don't know because they haven't done the live letter yet. They're supposed to do the live letter soon. So typically what they do is they'll do a live letter when they announce when the patch is coming out, and then they announce all the things that are going to be changed in the patch. And typically after the live letter, they'll do some sort of event to keep people busy until the new patch comes out. But they haven't had their live letter yet, so waiting for that. But I think it comes out pretty soon, or the live letter comes out pretty soon.
So live letters just patch notes, right?
Yeah, basically just patch notes.
Okay.
But they might do a little presentation with it, I think, sometimes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, because they
So
also show off like they'll show you like where the story's going and kind of little trailers and stuff.
nice. So I mean, it is summer, right, for pretty much everybody in the northern hemisphere, or winter in the southern hemisphere. But it is that time of the year where there are game sales and stuff, and I just talked about it as well. So before we get into our main segment, I have a question for you guys. Is like you guys have wish lists? Maybe Antoine has a significantly smaller wish list because he's a busy father and working and lots of other responsibilities. But what's some games that you'd like to pick up this year? Because no matter if you're PlayStation or Switch or computer or even mobile as well, there's a time between June and August, or June and like November, October, November, like Halloween time, where something will be on sale in either platform you're on. So what are you guys looking forward to? What kind of game? What specific game, perhaps?
Well, uh,
Go ahead,
Go
Antoine.
ahead.
Hi. Well, we talk about summer sale and everything, but it doesn't really matter for me because I finally plunged into the Xbox Game Pass at $1 for 3 months, which is relatively cheap. I would say I don't think any Steam sale can beat that. I saw a couple. I really want to do some chill game at this moment because lots of work, very stressing. So I saw the Little Witch of the Wood or something like this,
Oh
which
yes,
sounds
that's on my list too.
yeah. I saw that looks very, cute, nice, chill. Thought I would go with this, and after that, I really want to find a good, like a survival craft game, maybe something like like a Mars exploration thing like this. I don't know. We'll see. I saw they introduced the Arc 2, I think, at the Summer Game Fest.
Yes.
So maybe go back on Arc Survival Evolved. Although you know I dislike dying in the first 10 minutes of the game just because I met the wrong dinosaur. That's very annoying. It's just you have to pass a certain amount of time so that you are properly equipped and then you can enjoy the game. But the beginning is could be challenging. And right now, I'm not in the mind for challenge. I just want to finish my Tales of Arise. Like get my character level 100, platinum the game just to say, yeah, I did it, and because I couldn't do it on Horizon. And yeah, maybe some Little Witch of the Wood just to. Oh, and maybe also because I had it quite a while ago, the Kenya and the Bridge of Spirit. I heard it was
Oh
very nice as
yes.
well. It has been in my library forever, so I really want to try that as well. I heard it's very nice.
Okay. Adam, what about you? What's sort of standing out on your wish list at the moment?
Not too much because it's funny because it seems like the last few times PlayStation's been coming out with their sales, it's none of the stuff on my wish list is on there. And I'm looking right now at what do you call it? The uh Steam sales, and there's only one game on my wish list that's on sale, and that one game is kind of a joke game that I threw on there because so we live in Kaohsiung, and people might not know this, but in Kaohsiung, we have official mascots for our.
Oh, the bear.
No, not the bear.
Not the
For the
bear.
MRT, we have the KRT girls.
Oh,
So we
okay.
have
Okay.
these little anime girls that are the mascots for our our subway system, and they have a light novel game on Steam. So I added it to the
No
wish list.
way.
It's
Why
it's
didn't you
in
tell me about
it's in
this?
Chinese only, but so I kind of added it for as kind of like a joke, and I was telling my students like, okay, when my English is good enough, I will play the game that features the Kaohsiung like light rail transit system anime girls, and that's
Will
the
you stream it
only.
and translate for us?
Well, that's what I'm saying. My Chinese isn't enough to do that yet, so
Ah,
I'm gonna have to get to a point where I
Adam's
can do
Chinese
that.
is pretty good. Don't listen to him.
Not when it comes to reading, and so that's the only game that's on my wish list that is coincidentally on sale. It's 25% off right now, 224 NT, which is almost nothing. I mean, that's less than $10. So yeah, other than that, now looking at Steam, I realize I have a lot of horror games on sale, so I'll probably have to wait for Halloween. So
are you not tempted by the Game Pass?
no, because my PC is kind of old at this point. It's like 5 years
Ah.
old or more, so it cannot keep up with the PS5. So I'm definitely do most of my gaming on the console. If I did more gaming on the PC, I probably would be tempted to do it.
Mm.
But as it is, it's a combination of the fact that I do basically 99% of my gaming on the console anyway. And the other reason is because we have a computer room where the computer is, and the console's hooked up to the TV. So typically, what'll happen is my wife will stop watching TV and she's just using her phone, and then I'll swap over to the console. But at least we're in the same room, so we can still chat and things like that. Whereas if I was in here gaming, we would be more separated. So uh, we like
Just
to,
like me.
yeah, exactly. So we like to, be together, and she likes to watch. She doesn't like to play games, but she likes to watch them. So it's better for us to do it in the living room. So the combination of those two things are I haven't gotten Game Pass yet. No.
One of the days we got to do a YouTube short of Adam's living room because I've been there, and Adam has a very very nice high quality, like one of those, lots of people buy cheap 4K TVs. Not like Adam has an expensive 4K TV, but he has one of those TVs you buy at a good price that lasts for 3 to 4, like probably 5 years before you have to buy a new one when the technology improves and that sort of stuff. So it's Adam made a smart buy, as one would associate with Adam Gray,
Yeah.
smart. So definitely something very
Yeah, we
cool.
have two really good TVs because we got a Sony Bravia. I guess when we first
Where
got
is the other
married,
TV?
it's in the kitchen.
Oh Jesus!
So we had one TV, and it was a 55-inch Sony Bravia, and that one looked beautiful. It just looked so good. But we were thinking, hey, let's get a bigger TV. So we went up to 60 inches, I think. Um, yeah, it should be because I think it's about as tall as I. No, yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's 60 inches now. But we got a 60-inch LG TV, and we put that in the living room. And then the other one, the Bravia, we put it in the kitchen because we're like, okay, we can watch TV while we eat, but we never eat in the kitchen anyway. So it just sits there. And last I checked, it worked beautifully and looks amazing. And that thing lasted way longer than it should have, because that was one thing when we got the LG. We were saying like, oh, okay, we've had this TV for I think like 7, 8 years, and it still works great, you know. So can we expect the same thing with this LG TV? And the guy's like, the fact that your TV lasted that long is amazing, because these things are built with planned obsolescence in mind. So the fact that your TV still works is a testament to Bravia. But yeah, our TV is still great.
Nice. And if you guys are interested, because a lot of you are console gamers, so we can give you a breakdown of what's good about a TV if you're looking to buy a TV before winter starts, and especially before various supply chain issues kick off again, and you don't want to be without a TV come whatever happens at the end of the year. All right, so for me, my game or my wish list games is I've got, like I said, I have a huge wish list. My Switch wish list is about like 20, and the PC is about 70 something. Strange horticulture. It's some sort of very beautiful. I love the art mainly. Project Hospital, Ambition, a minuet in power is like a choose your own adventure diplomacy stuff game. I heard about it on the podcast. Valheim, of course, which I have not played, but I want to play at some point. But on like the thing that I really want to play, which I might actually just buy, is something called Eternal Threads, which is like a time manipulation game where it just came out like a month ago, where you have to sort of there's something happened in a place, and you have to manipulate time to stop that thing from happening within this sort of closed ecosystem, which is what I like. I love, like, there was an old game in the early 2000s called Singularity, which I was a big fan of. So I love time manipulation. It's just totally awesome. But anyway, we have something really exciting, and before we talk about it, I have to give legal disclaimers.